Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Men of Yoshiwara, Kikuya, and we are just going to start Hayabusa's chapter 4. And I was worried when I saved and we only had 18%, but I went and kind of looked at the end of that part at the guide, and I kind of calculated, and I think we could have had 23 points by now, so we only missed a couple. So, yeah. So that's fine. We're doing okay. Anyway, chapter 4, Pinky Promise. Hayato had asked me where I'd gotten the valuables from. I couldn't answer him and was stuck in thought. What is it, Spacey? Is it something you can't talk about? Hayato was worried about me and frowned. I don't really remember the voice I gave him because it's been a couple days, so whatever. Like, he also side character, like, he just came out of nowhere, right? I mean, I knew he was going to be there, but it's not like he's ever been in any other route, so. It's nothing at all. I'd inherited under some peculiar circumstances. Circumstances? It didn't sound like he was convinced as he tried to question me some more. However, there was no way I could tell him. I didn't want to cause him any trouble. Suddenly, something came to me. It's not that important. Don't let it bother you. Well, it bothers me. I mean, these things are worth so much. Yes, they are. So could you hold them for me? Me? I quickly pushed the parcel back in front of Hayato. If he could use it to end his contract early, then I was sure he would accept them happily. I hadn't found my passionate love like those two elopers, but Hayato was a very important person to me. After being reunited with him after all these years, the memories of my beloved big brother figure swelled in my chest. What are you talking about, Spacey? There's no way I can hold on to these things. I thought you could use it to end your contract a little earlier. If you don't want me to hold on to it for you, then I can't accept it. Why? You're better off having it than me. I don't even know what to do with it. Spacey, it doesn't look like you want to tell me how you got these things, so I won't ask. You can't just hand over these valuable items on a whim. Yoshiwara is a lot more dangerous than what you've imagined. You can't just wave these things in front of every stranger you see. Why was he talking to me like this? I was giving it to him because he was my childhood friend. My chest hurt and I slowly restrained myself. You're a jerk! You're horrible! It's not dangerous! Oh, God. Oh, dear God. I don't really like, it's not dangerous sounds like it would be the, you know what I'm saying? Do we want to tell him he's horrible? I don't think we should tell him he's horrible. You're a jerk? I mean, he's being a jerk, but I mean, I don't, okay. So, like, it's not dangerous. If he's telling us it's dangerous, then I feel like it's dangerous. You know? Like, we shouldn't argue and be like, it's not dangerous. He's like, this place is dangerous. It's not dangerous. But, like, do we say he's horrible? Or do we say he's a jerk? I don't like either one of those. This is a trick. This is a trap. Okay, well, it's not dangerous because we got the, you're a jerk, you're horrible. We're calling him names and then it's not dangerous. He just told us it's dangerous. So I have a feeling if we say it's not dangerous, he's going to be like, you don't know. And he's right. I don't know. You don't know. Is it dangerous? You don't know. Is there air down there? You don't know. You're horrible is pretty harsh compared to you're a jerk. So this is super naive. This is mean, and this is just kind of in the middle. So I guess we either are really mean, or we're like stupid naive, or we're like just casually mean, I guess. I don't know. You're a jerk. Jerk? Yeah, You don't even understand how I feel about giving this to you. You just don't get it. Spacey, I'm sorry. Hayato started to caress my cheeks as I puffed it out as my cheek. In any case, take these things home with you. Okay? He said okay, just like he'd had in the past. It was soft, comforting, and soothed me. Why won't you take it? They're your important belongings. You should use it for someone you really love. His words stung my chest. I didn't want to hear him say that in such a kind voice. He's like, and you're like, but what if I love you? Oh, honey, I got so many women coming after me. You're not good enough for me. Like, I mean, but I have no intention of coming back to the pleasure district. Even without coming here, you might be able to find someone to love. I appreciate his optimism, but like, oh honey, no. Like, you need money to meet a man on this island. Spacey, take this home and save it for when you really need it. That time won't ever come for me. Spacey. Hayato smiled and let out an annoyed sigh. You're still as stubborn as ever. No. Did you become even more hard-headed? As he spoke casually, he took out a small parcel from under his clothes. Then let's make a bet. What kind of bet? I have some candy here. Colorful comfort candies? I don't know. Were inside the small parcel. My mouth started to water after seeing the cute, sweet, and delicious candies. You still love these candies, don't you? That's not true. I'm an adult now. Hey, adults can like candy. What is with these games? Like, adults can't like theme park. Adults can't like candy. Adults can't like that. I can like whatever the fuck I want, goddammit. Curls up with my teddy bear and my fucking onesie. God damn it. Really? I was gonna let you eat them if you won the bet, too. I want them! I shouted without thinking and then panicked as I covered my mouth with both hands. I was reeled in like a sucker, and Hayato laughed in contentment. I stared at him bitterly. Sorry, I just wanted to tease you a little. I'm gonna hide the comfort candy in my hands. Hayato hid the candy in his hands and closed them. And just try to guess which hand has the candy in it. Oh, you fucker. If you get it right. If I get it right, I'll take the valuables that you want me to keep. Okay, and if I guess incorrectly? If you guess wrong, then you have to take them home. I'll give you some candy as a booby prize. I wasn't sure if I should accept his challenge or not as I stared into his eyes. When I looked into his transparent eyes, it comforted me and made everything feel cozy. So, Spacey, which one is it? He started the bet without my permission. There was nothing I could do now, so I looked down at his fist. Oh, fuck. Was it the right one or the left one? I timidly stretched out my hand towards his big fist. Are you okay with choosing my right hand? Wait, okay, this one. The left? Huh. Then, worry as much as you'd like. We have all night to do this. Huh. He blurted those words out without warning. I was surprised and looked up at him. Will your mom get worried? I've already told her that I'll be home late. In that case, there's no problem. So which one? Even if he asked me that, shots. She says it all the time and it's the weirdest thing. I wasn't worried about that anymore. My heart was banging loudly in my chest like a hammer. I wanted it to quiet down and I couldn't think of anything else. Which hand is the candy in? I hope I don't have to fucking choose, because I choose your right hand. Are you sure? He looked over at me to confirm my choice, but I couldn't look him in the eye. I nodded slightly. He slowly turned over his hand. Inch by inch, his hand began to open and inside was... Oh, you got it wrong. Too bad. His hand had nothing in it, and I sighed in defeat. Right at that moment, he grabbed my chin and lifted it up. Here's your favorite comfort candy for choosing it correctly. The candy at his fingertips were suddenly touching my lips. His fingers were much hotter than I'd imagined. My heart started to beat even faster. I was too nervous to open my mouth, but Hayato's fingers slowly pried it open. It's special candy. I'm sure you'll love it. I can't keep saying. I don't know if comfit? Comfy candy? I don't know how you pronounce that, but anyway. Oh, his fingertips came into my mouth and dropped the sweet stardust candy inside it. The small piece tumbled around in my mouth. However, I was too nervous and couldn't taste it. How does it taste? I panicked and rolled it around on my tongue. The sweetness melted in my mouth. It's sweet. I collected this candy because I was sure you'd like it. Huh? Well, why? For today, of course. But I would have given up if you were too grown up to eat candy anymore. Hayato started to smile. His smile bloomed radiantly like the sun. Thanks, Hayato. Since I've brought them out, how about having another one? Are you sure? Didn't I just tell you that I prepared them just for today? Come on, open up. Hayato took another piece of candy and pressed it against my lips. I can feed myself. You don't have to be so modest. I fed you like this all the time when we were kids. You always used to stop crying when I put these candies in your mouth. Yeah, nope, okay. Nope. That was so long ago. I wanted to relive those moments, at least for tonight. Hayato smiled as he said that, but he looked so lonely. I decided to do as he said and open my mouth. Your mouth sure is small. So many inappropriate things happening in my mind every time he opens his mouth. Good lord. The small candy rolled into my mouth once again. The sweetness did take me back to my childhood. Spacey, the bet's over now. Yeah. I'm sure there'll be a time in your life when you'll need money. So take these things home and think about how you want to use them. Okay. Good girl. And now let's pinky promise. I slowly put my pinky around his. Our pinkies were entangled and my chest tightened up. A strange sense of comfort wrapped around me. I'll use these things when I need them. I panicked and declared my promise. It felt so nostalgic. In the past, I'd even promised Hayato that I would stop crying. I promise. Our pinkies slowly drifted apart. Spacey, these things are important. Make sure you bring them home, okay? Yeah, I know. Great. Good girl. He petted my head a little roughly. I shut my eyes and soon opened them as I looked up at Hayato. He was looking at me with his kind smile. You're staying the night, right? Huh? I can't let you go home this late at night. I'd been so worried the other day because I wasn't able to take you home. Okay, yeah, baby! One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. But in this case, it doesn't seem the douchey mistake. But, hell yeah, I will. Yeah, the butt and the are like, I mean, should I? And then they're like, hell yeah! And, I mean, I feel like, hell yeah, even though it's the odd man out. And usually the odd one, I don't know if we figured out a pattern with the odd one, but sometimes the odd one is like the, yeah, well, that one is just where we should choose. But like the last choice, it was like the odd one was like, he just said it's dangerous. And we're like, no, it's not. Okay, I will. Also, he's like, I mean, it's too dangerous to go. Yeah, sure, okay, I believe you. I believe you when you say things are dangerous. We should just take your word for it. Great. I don't have to worry tonight. I replied obediently, and Hayato smiled in relief. Come here, Spacey. Hayato laid the bedding down next to him and invited me over. My chest started to feel restless. We weren't in that kind of relationship. I started to hesitate, and then he smiled as he started to talk about the past. When we were kids, we slept together all the time. And sometimes you would whine and beg me to stay the night with you. That was a long time ago. Before, like, you know, hormones and sexual desire came into play. Yeah, it was. But I can still remember it all clearly. And that time, your mom had smiled bitterly as she asked me to stay. I thanked her, sounding a little guilty. I loved your mom's cooking, and I remember how cute I thought you were. Hayato! How fucking old were you? Because it's starting to get creepy. It's not like, "Aw, you're so cute, like a cute little kid sister." It sounds almost creepy, like, I was like 13 and you were only 8, but I knew you were gonna be sexy. Whoa, fucking creepy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if this is like, "You're so cute," like my little kid sister, like, "You were pretty hot." Like, I don't know how to read it, so I feel slightly weird about it, but I'll sleep next to you just like we did back then. Come here, Spacey. Okay. Hayato was a lot smaller in my memories, but he was always reliable and bigger than me too. I loved the way he doted on me. I slowly slid into bed next to him. Oh. He put his arms over me, and the warmth from his arm wrapped around me. I wonder why your scent is always so unique. Do I smell funny? Of course not. Your scent is pleasant and original. Original. That's how you say fucking weird. I'm just like, "You're original!" Like, he took in a deep breath. My body stiffened as I lay next to him. But, yep, it really makes me feel cozy when I'm holding you. Hearing him say that made my body loosen up. It was like hearing a mysterious charm. You're always so kind. Only to you. Just to me? Yeah, only to you. I'm kind to you because I cherish you so much. His sweet whisper might have been one of his coaxing techniques as a courtesan, and that was what I thought on the surface, but deep down, I believed his words were tried and true. Even if we don't see each other again for a few years, even if we don't meet until his contract ends, it wouldn't change the fact that I cherish him. Hayato, you can go to sleep. He gently rubbed my back, and I slowly let my body loosen up. I buried my face in his chest and clung onto him. Was it hard for you after you'd come here? His hands suddenly stopped moving, but it was just for a second, and he soon started rubbing my back again. I think it's a road everyone has to take. I mean, I don't, so. If you were born unlucky, you have to go down this road. Did you say that to soothe yourself? I wonder. You're always like that. What do you mean? You always listen to my problems when I'm having a hard time and praise me. But when you're having trouble, you never tell me anything. That's because I'm a man. I want to help you out too. Spacey. And then, if I'm really having a hard time, I'll count on you. You promise? Yeah, I promise. Can we pinky promise? Yeah, but let's go to sleep already. Can we do it tomorrow morning? Yeah, if I remember. I was sure he was just trying to avoid it. It made me sad, and I buried my face deeper into his chest. He was so close to me, and yet I didn't understand his true feelings. It was so depressing. This might be the last time we see each other for a long time. Sweet dreams, Spacey. Good night. I had to continue to rub my back without rest. When I fell asleep, I thought I heard him whisper to me, I missed you so much, Spacey. I'd always wished to see you again. I'd saved up all those candies on the off chance they would make you smile. Plus, what if you found out that both of my hands were empty? I've become such a good courtesan. What's wrong with me? Those words might have come from my dream. Liar, I knew it. When she picked his a hand and he's like, it was empty. I was like, the other one's probably empty. I would have been like, you better show me there's candy in that other hand, bitch. I didn't trust him. Fuck. I had heard them on the boundary between dreams and reality. Nevertheless, his hand felt warm as it wrapped around me to protect me. I was certain that his words were real. That was what I believed. Chapter 4 was short. All right. Memories of that day. Wait. Oh, I don't know. Anyway. Spacey, you need to get up soon. I could hear a gentle voice. It almost sounded like something from a soothing lullaby. I balled myself up under the sheets. You never were a morning person. I could hear the voice chuckling. I could feel someone else's warmth. I could smell something sweet This was definitely not my room. Good morning, Spacey. Well, hello. I opened my eyes up in surprise, and Hayato was right there in front of me. I was so shocked that I couldn't speak. Why are you so surprised? You'd been so close to me last night, too. No, I was... Yes, you were. Yeah. He forcefully pulled me over, and our bodies pressed up against each other. I'd just woken up, and my heart was already racing. It feels so nice holding you while I'm asleep. Hayato, don't say such strange things. It's not strange. It's the truth. I could feel the thin sheet in his burly body. It was completely different from his delicate body from the past. I wish we could stay like this forever. Oh, I have to go home now. Yeah, you're right. He held me tightly after saying those words. My back bent and my chest hurt. I didn't want to leave him. I don't want to go home. I wish I hadn't gone to sleep just a bit longer. These are so hard. Again, like, I don't want to go home just a bit longer. I wish I hadn't gone to sleep. Just a little bit longer. Okay, I mean, I don't want to go home. That's true. Both those are true. I wish I hadn't gone to sleep. Well, like, okay, so we don't want to go home. We just want a little bit longer, and we wish we hadn't gone to sleep. Like, all of those are true. But, like, in the moment right now, saying I don't want to go home or just a little bit longer is like, can we extend this? Saying I wish I hadn't gone to sleep is almost like, I know I have to leave right now. But I wish I hadn't gone to sleep so we could have used all that time that we were sleeping to just be, like, with each other. Instead of trying to be like, I don't want to go home. Like, I don't know, maybe that's... Because that's the odd one out again. Sometimes the odd one out is the wrong one, though. I wish I hadn't gone to sleep. If it meant that we had to part so quickly. I was happy too, but... Oh, that was him. I was happy too, but... I felt so relieved having you sleep next to me in my arms. We continued hugging each other for a bit longer. I started getting ready to go home, though I dreaded leaving him. The people in Yoshiwara during the morning time were all silent. I would sometimes see courtesans saying their goodbyes to customers. It was so silent now that the Yoshiwara from last night seemed like a completely different place. Are you cold? No, I'm fine. We held hands like kids as he walked me home. I was standing next to such a thoughtful, irreplaceable person to me. Our imminent parting was near, but I wasn't looking forward to it. Hey, Spacey? Will you come back to Yoshiwara? Huh? I stopped abruptly after hearing his sudden question, and he followed suit. Our hands began to tighten, but it might have been because of the distance between us. I'm not sure. Why was he asking me? Was he asking me if I would come see him again? Or was he asking me if I would go to Yoshiwara again as a customer, just like everyone else? Which one was it? I know you don't have to tell a courtesan like me, but I don't want you to be tainted here. Oh. Hayato pulled me closer, and we looked into each other's eyes up close. He's like, are you coming back? And you're like, never. And he's like, good. That hurts. I know I have no right to forbid you from seeing other men, and I can't ask you to visit me if you decide to come to Yoshiwara again. And my only hope is that your beautiful heart doesn't become contaminated. My heart ached. The depths of my chest hurt. The more he appealed to me with his earnest expression and eyes, the stronger the pain became. I understand. I don't have any plans to come back here yet. Spacey, Hayato brought his hand to my cheek. His gentle hand was a little cold, and it was shaking a little. Hayato? Slowly, he came closer to me. The dazzling sun illuminated his gallant face. I couldn't take my eyes off of him. I opened my eyes up wide so I wouldn't miss a single moment. We were almost touching. The moment I thought that, Hayato turned his face away. Who could defile you? Huh? What? Nothing. Let's go. His, awkward face is the cutest fucking thing. It's just, look at it ooh. It's so, there's just something so, you're like, don't you just want to, squeeze his cheeks? Why is it so cute? It's adorable. It's fucking adorable. I don't understand. It's when you see a cute puppy or, an adorable fluffy animal, you're like, it's so cute. That's the reaction, not oh, he's so precious. It's you're so cute. It's fucking adorable. I can't help it. It kills me. Anyway. Oh, yeah. His soft whisper was drowned out. Hayato tugged on my arm and started walking off again. He started briskly walking further and further away. Hayato, you're going too fast. I tried to keep up with his fast pace, but I stumbled on something and fell over. I felt the shock through my body, and Hayato pulled my hand. However, he held me tightly, and a few of my valuables started to fall. Are you okay, Spacey? Sorry for walking so fast. No, it's okay. Thanks for supporting me. I'm just glad you weren't hurt. He knelt down to pick up the fallen valuables, but before he could reach them, someone else picked them up. Oh, fuck. This sure is a fancy jewel. A patrol supervisor. I never thought I would meet one at a time like this. If possible, I didn't want to get involved with them, and I started getting nervous. Good morning, Hayabusa. How far are you planning on escorting this young lady? I don't know, it's just the voice he's got now. The patrol supervisor's eyes were probing me as she looked me up and down. Oh, it's a lady. Okay, never mind. She was about the same age as my mother. She was wearing a beautiful kimono and her hair was tied up neatly. I mean, it makes sense that the patrol supervisors would be women keeping the men in check, because why would men be keeping the men in check? The men are the ones working this part. So, it makes sense, but I always forget these things, but her stern, overpowering eyes glinted. I'm taking her to the front gate, and do you have a problem with that? Hayato's tone became very dull. I've never seen you act so kindly to one of your guests before. I guess the patrol squad supervisor is well informed about each and every courtesan in Yoshiwara. Huh! You always have had to have the last word, don't you? You always have to have the last word, don't you? Yeah. What is this jewel? It isn't something a young lady would usually possess. Spacey, you don't have to answer her. If you can't answer me, then I'll have to assume that you've done something wrong. Recently, some people have been leaving this place without paying their dues. We have to follow all suspicious leads that we find. And then you have nothing to worry about. I'll play by the rules and wait until my contract ends. You might be the only one who's thinking that. The patrol supervisor slowly started to glare at me. I'll be like, excuse me, I work in trade, and we get some cool shit. And whatever. I was startled and my body began to tremble. Where are you from, miss? I'm sure you have lots of valuables in that parcel, don't you? It's for her kimono. I hesitated to speak, and Hayato stood in front of me to protect me. Her kimono, you say? Yes. I told her that I wanted to see her wearing a kimono once in a while. I had one made for her. Please don't look inside. You'll ruin our romantic secret. The patrol supervisor stared at me from beyond Hayato. And could you stop trying to scare off my valuable customer? She's terribly frightened because of your abrupt accusations. She's not used to this place yet. Huh! You have such a way with words. The supervisor didn't sound happy as she snorted, but she took her eyes off of me. After that, she reluctantly handed the jewel back to us and left. We ran into trouble this early in the morning. I was finally able to calm down, and Hayato turned to look at me. I let the strength out of my body. Thanks. And no problem. She was scary, wasn't she? Huh? Yeah. Hayato smiled as if nothing had happened. He also sounded much more cheerful than he did when talking to the patrol supervisor. Oh, well, if she didn't have such a demonic face, She wouldn't be able to manage Yoshiwara. Hayato, you're going too far. She didn't look like a demon. Are you sure your eyes aren't bad? You're terrible. Sorry. Don't cry, okay? He placed his hand on top of my head. He caressed it gently, and I was quickly moved by his kindness. I wouldn't cry from something like this. Lies. She's scary. Is that so? I guess you're pretty strong. You always treat me like a kid. I can't help it. You'll always be like my little sister until you have sex with me. That's gonna be awkward. Even though I'm an adult now, you're not an adult just yet. Yes, I am. If you're that stubborn, I don't think I can call you an adult. What? You jerk! I knew he was just teasing me and didn't really mean it, but I always got mad and acted stubborn. It's okay, Spacey. I don't want you to become an adult just yet. Why? You don't get it? No, you need to tell me why. Maybe you'll understand when you become an adult. Why won't you tell me? It's not like she doesn't know what sex is. You should be like, I'm just saying you're not really an adult until you've gotten boned. Like, that's not true. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not what makes you an adult. I mean, okay, maybe in this day and age, but like, I don't know. You're just going to avoid my question? Yep, exactly. Hayato, you're just like a kid teasing me like this. You might be right. We gently started to hold hands again. Our eyes met and slowly started to meld together. I stopped pouting in an instant. I hope he's not going to be teasy and like kind of jerky like this the whole time, because it's kind of like getting old. Like, what, 4 or 5 chapters in? I don't know. Hayato could easily manipulate my heart at will. It had always been like that. I'm beginning the day by seeing you off like this. We had fun together in our dream, and now I'm sending you off into reality. Maybe we could have been together in our dream world, even though I'm a courtesan. As he walked off, he started to mutter to himself. Why? We could be together in reality, too. No, we can't. I cherish you too much and don't want to drag you into this place. I don't want you to ever see me like this again. No. I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but please be happy. No. I'll come see you again in a few years. No. Spacey. No. This reminds me of the day you clung to my back. We were at the front gate, but my feet stopped. I held onto his hand tightly, so he couldn't let go of me. When I'd left my home, you'd been so reluctant to let go of me too. It had been hot that day. My back had been covered in sweat. But you'd stayed glued to me without letting me go. Hayato started to tap the hand I was using to hold his. He was trying to tell me that it was time for me to go. I shook my head vigorously, and then... Oh, okay, I remember the day. Okay, I remember too. I'll come back. I want you to come with me. I want you to come with me. Yeah, but he can't, so that's stupid. I'll come back. He doesn't want us to come back, so even though we are going to come back, should we tell him that? And I remember too, might be the safe answer? I think I remember two is a safe answer. Although I do want to say I'll come back. But earlier he said, I don't want you. Are you planning to come back here? And we're like, I don't know. He's like, I don't want you to come back. He basically made it seem like he didn't want us to come back because he doesn't want anyone to defile us. I'd be coming back to see you, asshole. I've already fucked all the other guys. I mean, alternate timelines, whatever. So I feel like I remember is the safest. Because he's reminiscing and we're just like, yeah. I remember that day too. And we did remember because we told ourselves about it earlier. I see. You were always perceptive. I'd never told you that I was leaving for good. But you wouldn't let go of me. I'd been scared that my fears would come true. Sorry about that, Spacey. It's okay. Spacey, it's about time for us to part. Be careful walking home. I clenched his loosened hand. Hayato gently and carefully freed his fingers from my grip. I gave up and stopped resisting because I knew it was inevitable. I bit my lip tightly. Goodbye, Hayato. Yeah, see you later. He smiled brilliantly. I couldn't see any sorrow in his face. Hayato watched me as I left. I knew when he said later that it would be far into the future. When I turned toward the gate, I decided not to look back at him. I continued to feel his piercing eyes on my back. A few days later, I thought I wouldn't hear from him again for a few years, but Hayato sent me a letter. Feelings of excitement and anxiety mixed together as I opened the letter. They're suspicious of me? The contents of the letter weren't romantic at all. When Hayato had walked me to the front gate that day, Yoshiwara's patrol supervisor had begun to doubt my integrity. For the time being, Hayato didn't want me to step foot in Yoshiwara. And that was what he'd written. Have I done something that deplorable? Guilt started to rise up inside my chest as I asked those words. At that time, I'd been overcome with passionate feelings to save the couple from being torn apart. I still didn't think I'd done anything wrong. However, if I was to be treated like a criminal, then I might start to question my integrity. I didn't know what to do. Run! What was I to do from now on? I read the letter over and over, and my feelings began to spiral. Then, later that night... Oh. The rules of Yoshiwara. On the night I'd received a letter from Hayato telling me not to come back to Yoshiwara, I went against his wishes and rushed over to Yoshiwara. I knew that was going to happen. I tried not to garner any attention as I walked toward my destination. It took a while, but I finally arrived. Oh, Miss Spacey, I kind of miss you. I went inside Kikuya and Iroha looked at me slightly astounded. Is Hayabusa here? He is, but... Iroha paused before finishing his sentence. He stared at me and then started to speak again. What in the world have you done to have the patrol squadron after you? Huh? And they came to Kikuya with their supervisor asking for information about you. I can't believe it! I have no intention of wringing it out of you, but if this causes any trouble for us, it'll be a bit of a hassle. I'm sorry. Could you just let me talk to Hayabusa for a little bit? I swear I won't cause you any more trouble. As I bowed my head politely, I pleaded with Iroha. He quickly sighed and came closer to me. Lift your head up. I said I don't want any trouble, but it doesn't make sense how such a pure girl like you could be treated as a criminal. Well, like I said, I won't force you to tell me. She's just pissed because I have money. Patrol supervisor is a cunt. She's a jealous cunt. That's what it is. She wants Hayabusa and she's jealous of me, and even if I was broke, she'd fucking be suspicious. I'll get Hayabusa, so please wait in that room. Thank you so much. Think nothing of it. Your smile is like a blossoming flower. It soothes my soul. Why are you so romantic and nice to us in this route? Before you were just like cold and standoffish. And like normal, like I think he said some nice things, but like, you know, it's because we did his route and it's like I miss him a little and it's like, why are you being so adorable? I love you so much. But I've got to be with this guy now. He's like, I know it's okay. We'll always have our prior route. Not the fucking second season. That was just a slog. I love Iroha, don't get me wrong, but dealing with Azusa, like, fuck that dude. Like, so. It's a compliment. Please accept it gracefully. Iroha casually smiled and pounded his hand. Someone escort this lady to a room. Yes, sir. I heard tiny footsteps from further within Kikuya. A young child showed up and bowed his head to me. She's here for Hayabusa. Please enjoy yourself. Thank you so much for all your kindness. It's nothing. I was taken to a room, and there I waited for Hayato. A number of people passed by my door. I straightened myself up each time in case one of them was Hayato. Finally, I heard footsteps rushing closer. The door then flew open. Spacey! Oh, Hayato! Why did you come here? Didn't I forbid you to step foot in Yoshiwara? He ran over to me as if he were about to engulf me as he grabbed my shoulders. I was surprised at his menacing attitude. I'm sorry, don't be mad. I missed you. I missed you! That's not the right answer. It's not. I missed you! You told us! Like, I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me. I think straight up, don't be mad. Don't be mad is what you say to someone. You're like, don't be mad. When you know they're going to be mad. was like too late for that. He's already mad. I missed you. I missed you. So I did what you told me not to do. That's the dumbest. I want to choose that just because it's the dumbest fucking answer, but I'm not going to. So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry usually seems to be the standard, like, good go-to answer when you're not sure. I'm sorry. I looked downward and apologized. Hayato's grip on my shoulder started to loosen up. No, I went too far. I was just worried about you. Yeah, I know. He let out a sigh and loosened up his stance. Spacey, I'm sorry for yelling at you. I love his little clueless face. I don't know what it is. He's just like, huh, I don't understand. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Like, it's got all these little, like, I can't explain it. It just amuses the fuck out of me so much. I don't know. No, it's okay. It's because I went against your warning. But why did you come here? I told you how dangerous it is right now. You paid money just to see me, didn't you? Well, I wanted to say that I did it because Hayato was a courtesan in the pleasure district. But I hesitated to finish my sentence even though that was the truth. You shouldn't do things like this. Why? All the other women do this. And don't compare yourself with other women. Kinda nice. Don't compare yourself to other people. You're unique. You're uniquely you. Everybody is unique. And also the same, but also unique, but also not. Like, we're all sames! Samesies! But yet all different. Everyone is the same and different. We have things that are the same with lots of other people and things that are different from lots of other people. So, we're all unique fucking butterfly, snowflake, flower thing. Yeah. Anyway. Why are you saying that? I'm an adult too, you know. I hung my head sorrowfully. I didn't come here to say these things. I planned on telling Hayato the truth no matter what. And yet, why did this have to be so tragic? Spacey, I know. You're already an adult and that's why you can talk back to me. What are you saying? You're charming and are of age, as sometimes the other courtesans talk about you here at Kikuya. Oh, but that's... Oh, what happened? There's that old traitor, Genomon, right? Oh, yeah, I remember. The people here at Kikuya mistook me for his daughter. They mistook you for his daughter? Yeah. That's a funny misunderstanding. It's not funny. I wanted to tell them the truth, but couldn't find the right time. It pained me because it felt like I was lying. You don't need to torture yourself over something like that. But, well, I can understand that. Now I know that the courtesans are after you because they think you're rich. You need to be careful, so weird men don't go after you. Could you tell them the truth? If I could, I would. But you're here, visiting me. It doesn't matter why you came, and no one would believe me even if I tried telling them. It'll end up with everyone thinking that I want to keep you all to myself. That makes sense. You shouldn't be so relaxed. It's hard fixing lies once you've told them. I guess that's how things are, but they say people naturally forget about them. That's true, but the fastest solution would be to... What? No, never mind. Hayato suddenly frowned and shifted his eyes back and forth. Because they can all fight over me, because until you've consummated your husband and wife for the night for late... Husband and wife for the night. Not the knife. Wow. Relationship, you can bounce around. Like, I haven't slept with Hayabusa, so I could technically go to someone else. So that's why he's like, the fastest solution would be... What is it? No. Tell me. Oh, gosh, no, Spacey. I shouldn't. We have to have sex. Then let's do that. Oh, gosh, darn. I feel bad about this. Sounds like a con. I mean, okay, I trust with him. He's like, no, I can't do that to you. But, like, it also sounds like a con. Like, oh, God, I don't know if I could. Like, he's just trying to con us into sleeping with him. Bitch, I paid for you. What do you think I fucking paid for? Fucking chit-chat. Shut your mouth. A little less talk and a lot more action. Let's go. But please don't make me read it. But please don't make me read it. That should be our tagline here on this channel. Please don't make me read it. Welcome to Spacey! Sims, even though, you know. Like, please don't make me read it. Good lord. Anyway, Hayato suddenly frowned and shifted his eyes back and forth. I thought it was strange and tried to look him in the eye. Hayato? I said it's nothing, didn't I? He sounded extremely pouty and looked annoyed. I thought it was too cute. I know it's the space. It kills me. I moved myself into his field of vision and stared into his eyes again. He quickly turned away, and I chased after him again. Oh, let's stop playing around. But you won't look at me. Do you want me to? Yes, I do. Then I'll give you what you want, oh dear. After following his face around, Hayato suddenly sandwiched my cheeks in his hands and looked into my eyes. My heart started beating and made a strange sound. Spacey, should I continue in telling you what I was saying? He whispered to me in a low voice, and the sweet scent of his breath tickled my cheek. I couldn't even look away. He was looking straight at me. I slowly nodded. I was about to say that if I slept with you right now, everyone would give up on you. It's strictly forbidden for other courtesans to touch a woman when she's slept with someone. Therefore, if I sleep with you right now, I'll be able to have you all to myself. Raise his hand slowly. I am okay with this. Again, don't make me read it. His eyes were passionate and wet. What chapter are we in? 6? I'm just saying it's a good time for it. We're like halfway through. Was the Hayato I knew and loved really standing in front of me right now? His captivating eyes were narrow, as if he was flirting with me. His lips opened up slightly and enticed me arousingly. I couldn't speak after he'd captured me. And did you think I was always going to act like your big brother? I mean, I hope not when we're having sex, because that's going to be awkward. Did you do all your homework, Spacey? Like, what the fuck? I've spent many years in the pleasure district. Unbeknownst to you, I've spent all this time selling my body. Not all that time, because you were a child and you had to learn some things, so almost all the time. I've learned how to make a woman happy. The strict rules here have taught me how to survive and how to kill. No, I don't think kill, but I was scared. Even though I was scared and frightened, I found him alluring. As soon as my body froze, a strange warmth welled up inside of me. Spacey, I was sure you would hate me if you saw me like this. I'm sure I've disappointed you and made you hate me. Why do you keep showing up in front of me despite all of that? His painful tone scorched my chest. Bitch, I don't hate you, I love you. The arousing charms from a man in the pleasure district were so agonizing. My eyes overflowed with tears and my vision was blurred. Do you show up in front of me to be seduced like this? The teardrops fell down my cheeks. He chased after them with his fingers as he wiped them away. He showed me his finger wet from my tears and licked it. It's better than some of the other things that we have had done to us. He sucked on it. This man wasn't Hayato. This wasn't like him at all. My heart started to ache. Say something, Spacey. If you don't, I'll just assume that you want to sleep with me. But you don't have to say anything. You can go home if you want. No. Are you scared of me? No, I'm just sad. It's okay if you're scared. All the men here are frightening. They're like incubi. Why? This isn't like you. Yes, it is. If you understand that, and then don't come here ever again. No. You look so sad. That's not how you really feel. All of these. No. I feel... Don't come here ever again. No. Okay. Don't come here ever again. You look so sad. That's not how you really feel. I don't know. Ooh, I don't know. This is tough. All of these are good, but then all of these have the chance to be equally as bad. Let's see. That's not how you really feel. I I lean toward that one, but at the same time, then I'm like, because that was my first thing. Like, that's not how you really feel. But then it's like, but I mean, can we really make a declaration like that? That's not how you really feel. I mean, instantly he was like, don't ever come here ever again. My thought was like, no! Like, you don't tell me what to do. And then we had a choice. And I was like, fuck. So, like, my instant gut reaction at first when he was like, don't ever come here again, right before I clicked was, no! You don't tell me what to do. Legit. And no is the answer there, so. But also, but I don't know, but you look sad and that's not how you really feel could also be good. Straight up no? Straight up no. Let's just go straight up no. I don't know. No, I won't do that. I shook my head. Hayato took his hand off my cheek and formed a fist. You really don't get it, do you? In the next moment, Hayato... He stood up, went away from me, and sat by the window. I thought he was going to attack her, just to try to chase her away. That's not going to work. I'm down for a little bit of roughhousing. What? Nothing. Forget everything that just happened, Spacey. What? When I'm with you, my past and present self get all jumbled up. I cherish you, but now that you've become an adult... no, it's nothing. Hayato began to smile awkwardly. It pained me to see him smile like that. I don't want to forget about you. I don't want to forget a single detail. Spacey. He continued to smile awkwardly. He let out a deep breath as if he was letting go of his pent-up stress. Yeah, the bitch lady, that's gonna be our... Like, because there's always some kind of, like, thing that we have to get, like, there's always some kind of hurdle, there's always some kind of, like, issue or problem. That's gonna be it, so. Like, with Takao was like, oh my god, he might be our brother. I don't care, I love him anyway. I'm just gonna go find out if he is my half-brother, but I'm still gonna bang him. You know what I mean? Like, that was our arch nemesis in the game. I can't, the word I'm looking for is just not coming to me, but like, whatever. So that's gonna be our little hurdle to get over in the game that gives us a little bit of conflict. That's it. The thing that causes conflict in our game is gonna be that lady, so. He then looked at me and chuckled. I just can't win against you. Just like in the past, I can't win against you when you cry or assert yourself. I never thought you could influence me this much, even after I'd become a courtesan. That's not true. You're so good at manipulating me. And then I guess neither of us can win against the other. Yeah, that's probably it. I see. Hayato was silent for a moment, and there was an awkward silence in the air. But he soon looked back over to me. You came here for a reason, right? You arrived right after I sent you that letter. Oh, I remembered why I'd come here. Oh no. I'd completely forgotten about my main objective. Hayato needed to know the truth. That's why I rushed over here. But then you're going to tell him the truth, and now he's going to have to lie, and... There's something I have to tell you. Is it about those valuables? No, I'm pregnant. No, I'm just kidding. I held my breath after he guessed correctly. I prepared myself and then nodded. Tell me about it. I'll accept whatever you've done. You're like, I help people escape. Except for that! I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Like, okay, meatloaf. Hayato left the window, came to my side, and sat down in front of me. Our eyes met. Thanks, Hayato. No problem. I'm here to protect you. I'll always keep you safe no matter the situation. I was reminded of Hayato as a child. Which route did we get kidnapped in? Was that Takao's or that was Tokiwa's? We got kidnapped, remember? Like, which one were we kidnapped in? I forget. Anyway. He said the same thing that he'd said in the past. He told me not to cry because he'd protect me. Back then, too. As he petted me, he spoke forcefully. He was so kind and strong. And talked to me. Yeah. I told Hayato about everything that had happened. About the eloping couple that I'd met. About how I'd helped them escape by boat and how they'd given me a reward. Hayato just listened to me and didn't say anything in particular. I think they're both wonderful people. I felt guilty for disturbing them and wanted to help them out. But for some reason, those feelings consumed me. That's just like you. You're not mad, Hayato? After listening to my story, Hayato smiled happily. There's no reason for me to be mad. Sin is a sin, but I can't judge you. Did I really do something bad? All I could think about that at that time was the couple in front of me. It's a real problem. If a courtesan runs away, it's like a store losing its trade tools. I'm sure his owner is furious about him not paying off his debts. I wonder what happened to the woman's family. And they've lost their daughter, so they might be depressed now. You're right. It's just like you said, I'm in big trouble. And that doesn't account for your feelings. If I were standing in front of that couple, I'm sure I'd forget about logic and help them too. At that moment, it sounded like something small banged against the door. Who is it? Hayato raised his voice and quickly went over to the door. Oh God, he swung it open and standing there was... Takao. Was he listening? Takao, how dare you? Don't you dare! Don't you dare turn me in, I swear to God. We liked you a lot. Don't be a dick. Oh, you found me. Oh, what a coincidence. I was just passing by. Takao didn't act shy, nor did he try to change the subject. He just smiled. You didn't hear our conversation just now, did you? Well, just most of it. But you should whisper secrets softly in each other's ears, shouldn't you, motherfucker? My heart started to pound after realizing that he'd heard us. What was I going to do? I wasn't sure how things would turn out. Would everything be okay? We're gonna have to kill Takao now. He's like, is everything okay? Like, what are we gonna do? What should we do? We're gonna have to kill Takao. I agree. Hayato, what do we do? We kill Takao. I mean, it's the only way to keep him from talking is we whack him, but while we're apart, oh no. I told Hayato about the truth behind the valuables I'd received, and Takao had overheard. I didn't know what to do and was at the point of despair. Takao, please stay quiet about this. Hayato deeply bowed his head. Hayato, it was my fault, and I rushed over to him. Hayato? She's my childhood friend. I know it's not easy to overlook this, but please pretend that you didn't hear anything. Oh, that's news to me. Takao's stare was painful, and I slowly hid my face. If my deeds were brought to light like this, there wasn't a thing I could do. It was my responsibility, after all. Takao, please. Don't worry. Did you think I was the type to go around gossiping? Well, and there's nothing in it for me if I keep quiet. Oh, I just thought of something good. Takao slowly stretched his arms out to me. I could feel it coming closer, and I lifted my head up. He started to comb my hair. His unfamiliar scent startled me, and I became nervous. If you become my captive, I wouldn't mind keeping my mouth shut. What? A bewitching smile crossed his face as he gently let my hair go. But then suddenly, his smile changed completely. It looked joyous and refreshing. You two really are dense if you're falling for my jokes. Huh? Your jokes? I was just playing around. Even without you as my captive, I won't tell anyone about your secret. It's actually a little upsetting that you thought I'd do that. Oh, sorry. I should have realized. Well, you two are free to believe me or not. Takao put his hand on Hayato's shoulder as he started to leave. Takao... Yeah? Thank you so much. Why are you always thanking me? Takao tilted his head and calmly walked down the hallway. Takao's such a good person. Will everything be alright? Thank goodness. Takao's such a good person. I mean, he's not a bad person. But is he a good person? I don't know. I do love him though. But I don't know if that's the right thing to be like, Takao's great. Or like, will everything be okay? That's... Okay. Takao's great. That's awesome. Are we sure? I feel like in this case, again, that's the odd one out. Maybe we should just go with thank goodness. Okay, here's the thing. Will everything be alright is questioning Takao, and technically, we've been down his path. I don't think he's that much of an... Like, I know the other guys are kind of douchey in each route. The only person that I question is Kagero, because he's a fucking asshole. And if Azusa was in this route, I would question him, because those two suck. So, I wouldn't question Takao in the sense of being like, are we sure we can trust him? I feel like we can trust him, but I don't also think we should say, like, he's so great. I mean, he is great, but should we say that? Is that the right thing to say to Hayabusa, right? Like, Takao's fucking awesome. He's like, don't you dare. I think let's go with the safe. Thank goodness. Yeah, thankfully Takao was the only one who heard. Yeah, we don't have to worry for now, because I'm sure Takao will keep quiet. Yeah, Hayato closed the door. We sat across from each other once again. And don't talk about this with anyone else. Okay, and keep quiet, and we'll keep this information to ourselves. Yeah, but I've done something that will lead to huge consequences. I just want to support their love. I just wanted to support their love. My rash actions have caused our current situation. Stop regretting your actions. Spacey, let's make the best of tonight. Yeah. Oh, was that me saying that? Wait. Yeah, that was him. Yeah, why don't you sleep over? No, I just came to talk to you, that's all. But I heard you bought me for the entire night. Huh? Bought you? He was right. I was here right now because I'd bought him for the entire night. Money was exchanged so I could meet with him. Money was exchanged so I can do whatever I want. It was so obvious, yet those two things strangely didn't connect in my mind. Am I wrong, Spacey? I was shocked realizing that I'd bought Hayato. It was normal, and I should have known that. No, you're not wrong. In that case, let's stop talking about this depressing stuff. Since we're together again, we should spend our time having fun, right? He gently caressed my head. I wanted to tell him that I couldn't laugh after doing something illegal. I wanted to tell him that I couldn't have fun in a situation like this. But I bottled up those feelings inside my chest. You knew what you were doing was wrong the second you did it, though, so it's not like all of a sudden now you feel bad? Like, yeah, I understand how you feel. Hayato, and no matter how much you think about doing it differently that day, I'm sure you do the same thing to help those two. Stop worrying about what's happened. You can't change the past. His voice was gentle, yet sad. Thanks. You always know exactly how I feel. Of course I do. It's because we'd spent all that time together. In that case, I should know everything about you, too. What are you saying? You're always chasing after me, right? But you conveyed your feelings to me in a number of ways. How so? Hearing him ask that was a little troubling. I frowned and wasn't sure how I should answer. Could you sense my feelings from back then? Hayato slowly took my hand and put it against my chest. I could feel him breathing and his warmth from underneath the kimono. I think it meant put it against his chest. That makes more sense. I couldn't take my hand away and stayed stiff. Or do you feel it directly from my heart? Or, do you get it from how I talk? He pressed his soft lips against the fingers that he was holding. My heart started to pound remarkably harder. His lips felt warm and gentle despite how thin they were. So, how did I convey my feelings to you? He blew his moist breath onto my fingers, so I could feel his warmth. Hayato was looking right at me, but I couldn't make eye contact with him. I hung my head because I couldn't stop my heart from pounding like a hammer. You're such a bully. Oh, so I'm a bully. Oh. He suddenly took his lips off of my fingertips. In the next instant, he pulled me closer to hug me. What are you doing? Even if we talk like this, you're so stubborn it won't change your mind. Why don't we get into bed, have some nighttime liquor, and continue talking? No, I don't drink. I felt flustered and tried to make an excuse. Ignoring me, Hayato lifted me up and carried me to bed. You can't drink a little bit to entertain me, right? I'll just give you a little, or you can drink a little to entertain me. That makes more sense. Like, I don't drink. You can drink a little, but I'm an alcoholic and I'm recovering. Yeah, but one glass will be fine. Okay, let's not be a pusher now, Jesus. I clung to his neck so he wouldn't drop me, but he was supporting me properly. It was almost strange how safe I felt in his arms. I can only have a tiny bit. Sure. I'll teach you how to get used to it. Okay. He gently placed me on top of the sheets. Unlike Hayato's arms, the bedding was a bit colder and made me shiver. Are you cold? The futon was a little cold, that's all. Is that so? In that case, I'll warm you up in no time. I was at his mercy as he entered the futon with me. He pulled the tray that he prepared closer to us. This glass is pretty, isn't it? It's my favorite. It really is. It was a vermilion-colored glass with a cute yellow-green nightingale pattern. It was colored well and set a good atmosphere. I thought how similar it was to Hayato. I'll give you the special privilege of using this cup. Huh? Are you sure? It's your treasure, isn't it? Yeah, that's why I'm letting you use it. Then by all means, thanks, Hayato. He smiled with satisfaction. We're going way over, but I figured there would be a good stopping point, but there's not. Next, he tipped the liquor bottle and poured a muddy, white rice wine into my cup. The sweet scent of the liquor drifted into the air. It's such a mysterious scent. And nighttime liquor is a little sweeter and warms you up a little. Is that so? Hayato poured himself a glass and quickly took a drink. I watched as his Adam's apple moved up and down and looked away out of embarrassment. Try some yourself. Sure. Whoop. The back of my throat started to burn, but at the same time, a soft, sweet fragrance spread through my mouth. How is it? It's so strange and easy to drink, isn't it? Have another some more. Have another some more. Have some more. Now let's talk for a bit and then go to sleep. He poured me another glass. I slowly drank it. And this is the first time I've let someone else use that glass. You better be thankful as you enjoy that liquor. Huh? Knowing that makes it harder to swallow. Don't worry about it. I'm sure the courtesan who'd given it to me is happy you're using it. Courtesan? Yeah, the courtesan who'd looked after me. He'd made that glass just for me. He smiled gently. Seeing it made me feel warm inside. It reassured me that he hadn't just suffered after coming to Yoshiwara. It captures you completely. Really? Yes. Hey, Hayato, is that courtesan still in Kikuya? No. But then, you don't have to worry so much. He petted my head roughly. He'd worked until his contract had ended, and he'd gone back to the mainland. He's not here anymore, but I'll always respect him. I see. It makes me feel a little sad, but happy as well. Yeah, exactly. I can leave after a few years, too. I'll work earnestly and finish my contract. And then I'll go home and help out at the fish market again. Suddenly... I'm going to stop here at the suddenly. Because I have a feeling... Okay, this is either going to be 2 clicks and this is done, or it's going to go on for another 20 minutes. So we are like 10 minutes overtime, so I'm stopping here. So I'm cliffhangering. I'm going to cliffhanger you. So here you go. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.